Hello. So I decided to start a YouTube channel because a good friend of mine suggested it. I'm gonna be calling it Take One or One Take because I only want to record one video without having to edit or anything like that. Um, so this will just be a vlog, I guess, of just my life experiences, things that I learn, advice for anyone, more specifically myself in the future. Um, so I guess I just want to let you know what I'm up to. I'm only expecting my one friend to see it because he requested it, as well as, I don't know, maybe my family, some friends. Um, so happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Today is Thursday, November 20. Oh no, I don't know the date. 26th. Um, so yeah, I mean, this is 2020. We're in Corona times. I mostly have not hung out with anyone since March, since I had to start working from home and everything basically got locked down. And I did hang out with a couple friends in August, but like I kept a 2 week quarantine limit in between them, and I know that they were quarantining as well. So it seemed pretty safe. It was outdoors and everything. Um, but what happened this past Saturday is I hung out with three friends, and it's November, so it's getting pretty cold outside. And the three of them were quarantined and everything, but we went for a hike, and then we got takeout, and then we went back to one of my friend's place. So Sunday, I find out that my friend's dad tested positive for COVID on Sunday because he was feeling the sniffles and wanted to get tested before he went into work. Um, Essentially, his family all tested positive. So I found that out like mid Sunday, and I was mostly in my room all Sunday, but I did go downstairs for food, and I didn't spend too much time with my parents because I was a little worried about getting something just because you know, it's a scary time, and I'm just worried about stuff. Um, but I did hang out with my brother for a little bit, talked to him for 15 minutes, which is kind of the time that it takes for something to spread. So, you know, I've been quarantining in my room since Sunday after finding out. It was a little scary to tell my parents because I kind of knew they'd be mad, but they took it pretty well. But I don't know, you just worry that someone might have gotten it in like the couple minutes that I've spent downstairs, right? And I did my research, and most people are saying there was a MIT article that said that within 24 hours of exposure, it's unlikely that you would pass it and be contagious. So far, I'm holding out hope, and it is day 5. I made this little like prison chart of just like how many days I have left of quarantine. It is day 5 of being quarantined in my room. It's pretty boring as you'd expect it to be, but it's kind of also just a little normal because I just work from home. I'm sitting at my desk all the time, and then I get food from my mom or my brother. They just put it on a chair outside and knock on the door. And then we have a phone system thingy in our house where there's like a little phone in every room. Not every room, but we have a couple, like maybe 4 or 5. And you can call the other handset. So we just kind of call each other internally sometimes. It makes a really annoying noise when someone's calling it, but we talk to each other like that. And yeah, at the end of the day, once they're all up and then in their bedrooms, I'll go downstairs with my mask and just do my dishes because they pile up during the day. Not too many. I just have like 2 plates and a bowl for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Um, and yeah, so I go out of my room once, but mostly I'm inside in here. I should actually just like go for a walk outside, which my parents are telling me to do, which I will today because it's actually nice outside. But, it kind of sucks to be spending Thanksgiving in your room, not really be able to just like hang out with the family, and just having the fear of getting someone you love sick is scary. We're not in a high risk category, but still, you never know. And it's really easy to like trust your friends, which obviously we all trust our friends, and we're just like, all right, they're not going to get me sick, but it's not something that's in their control. And just because they're quarantining doesn't mean that they can't possibly get it from their family members who might be going into work or even going to the grocery store. Who knows? Like if you have contact for 15 minutes with people, or like with the virus in the air indoors, you could get it. Like anything can happen. I do think that if you have a strong immune system and your body does handle it, which a lot of people are asymptomatic and things like that, it's fine. But is it worth the risk? Like it's not like if I'm quarantined without this scare where I'm actually quarantined. If I'm just like at home, not going out to meet people, I can still walk outside, go to the park, things like that. So there's things you can do. And my friends have like video chats, and we played Among Us last night and things like that, which I've been a bit of a hermit, so I haven't joined in often enough, but I'm going to as it's getting colder. But yeah, I miss my friends. I don't ever want to quarantine in my room again. It's been an interesting experience, almost. I'm not going to say it's like prison and solitary confinement, but a little bit like that. It's not that bad because obviously I can still talk to people. I can still go outside, and my room's becoming a little bit messy though. But yeah, this is my experience in quarantine from my one friend who wants to know and recommended that I start a YouTube channel, which I've been meaning to do. So I guess on that topic, I'm going to usually just hopefully record one video and just put it out there. I could talk about my goals, what I'm doing, things I've learned. I will share one life advice in this video too, but just keeps a record to myself in the future of like where I was at different points in life, what I was working on, what I was worried about, what I've learned, what I want to do, how I'm progressing. So it helps keep me accountable, and hopefully it'll help someone else too. If anything, maybe it'll help people fall asleep, because apparently people have told me that I have a good ASMR voice. So if you're listening in to just, put me in the background while you try to fall asleep, that works too. I guess that's helpful. So yeah, one of the life advice that I wanted to tell everybody, which I learned back in March of this year, was that's when we had to go start working from home. So I worked in my room mostly, and then I realized that just sitting on my bed and working wasn't the best, because it's hard to focus. Like when you're on your bed, you're basically about to fall asleep, like your mind's trained to be like, all right, you're relaxing, you're resting. It's really hard to focus on work when you're on your bed. So another thing was that my room was super messy. Like there were clothes on my bed, there was a table with just like everything on it. Nothing was in the right spot. So I just felt like life was messy because my environment, literally, that I was in for multiple hours most of the day, was super messy. And when your environment is messy, that's kind of the state of mind that you have. So I just had it one day and I was like, I'm actually going to clean my room, like completely clean it up, right? Because it's been like this. It's been messy for years, and I keep saying I will, and I make some progress, but it's not enough. Like it always accumulates back up. So back in March, I cleaned my room this one weekend, and like in the days after, like obviously once you cleaned it, you're like, wow, it looks amazing. In the days after, I was so surprised at how like neat everything was and how I kept it like neat as well. Because usually it gets messy really quickly, but I was determined. I was like, I'm keeping my room neat. But my mental state improved as well. Like, I was much more calmer. I felt like I had my life under control. Like, obviously, there's stuff I still need to do and work on. But the first step for me was definitely cleaning my room. And um, there's this saying that we all know, and you probably have heard before, where it says, out of sight, out of mind, right? And it's so true. Like, I'm supposed to take, or I want to take multivitamins every day and things like that. But if I don't see them there, I don't remember to take it. And yeah, like when you don't see something, you forget about it. It's only natural. But I guess I thought of the reverse of that, in sight, in mind, right? So everything that you see, everything that's in sight will be in your mind. Once you see it, you think about it. So all of that junk that I'd been accumulating in my room and how like messy everything was, disorganized, piled on top of each other, every day that I saw that, that's how my mind felt because everything was in my mind. All my worries, pressures, stresses, feeling out of control, it was just sitting on my head. So I super, super highly recommend cleaning your room. That's my life advice number one that I've learned this year. Um, my room's gotten a bit more messy because of being quarantined in it, but not as bad as it was before. And yeah, so that's just a common saying that if you kind of take the reverse of it, you realize, hey, it's so true. And I highly recommend if you feel like things are not in your control, um, you start to make improvements and changes that you can control. And you hear this on so many YouTube videos, so many articles, you hear it everywhere, but it's really, really, really true. And I feel like it's one of those things where you have to make your own mistake before you can learn from it. And you have to do something and see what happens in order to learn from it. And you might not believe it, but it's just my advice. I would recommend cleaning your room and then you'll feel a little better. I'm not saying it'll solve all your problems, but it's a place to start. So yeah, I guess that is it. I will update you all on, I say you all as if there's going to be a lot of people. Hi, David. I will update my one friend on how I'm doing in quarantine. I think he's worried that I may go crazy, but I'm used to it. I'm used to being an introvert. So I will update you when I can, and I will hopefully never have to edit a video. It'll always be just one take, and I'll post it up. Kind of scary to be open and just have random people look at your video or find it online, but I'm just gonna do it because I don't know. I think it's important to create stuff and share with the world, you know? It might help someone, and I'm sure it'll help me in the future. Okay, well, I'll see you all later.